talk. And that doesn't give us any more credibility. The fact that we have nuclear bombs gives us our argument credibility? No, it doesn't. And we're doing the same thing around the world, so it just is such a fucking hypocrisy to sit there and pluck out these people who will resort to that method of winning the war. But like I said, if you took a survey of an average fucking American, they voted for George Bush the second time. Obviously, we sanctioned outright motherfucking murder. We even put up with it with Bill Clinton. We allowed him to maintain sanctions that killed 1 million fucking babies. We killed 1 million fucking people, okay, in a completely benign neglect kind of manner, like who the fuck cares, they're just Arab crazy bastards. So who the fuck are we to complain because they threaten some cartoonists? I mean, what kind of balls do we not have? We're the fucking terrorists.
You're the cyber terrorist.
Yeah, the argument is not that we have bigger guns and nuclear arms, and I'm not talking about Thunderfoot's video. I'm talking about the Draw Muhammad Day thing. This is a protest to show these people who think that, you know, drawing Muhammad is so offensive, it deserves death threats, that if they will do this, the result will be a bad one, because it will not just be a cartoon, it will be 100 billion gazillions of cartoons with it, to make them stop doing this.
But you know that's not what it's about. They don't care. They almost want you to mock their God, because then that gives them an excuse to hate you. That proves how much, that just demonstrates to them how little character you have, because look what you'll resort to. You're going to sit there and defame our icon because you can't do anything better. You're going to sling mud at our icon. You know, you're going to call it a pussy or a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, in a sense, we're feeding into exactly what they want. They want us to reveal ourselves as a bigot, as morons who just hate for the person, for that simple purpose. I'm just saying, this is one of those things where, you know, where they keep saying don't react to the trolls. This is one of those circumstances where, no, you're better off not reacting to that asshole, because now we've given them power. They know they can threaten us into a panic, and our panties will get all tied in a knot because they killed one of our cartoonists, and now all they have to do is threaten us now and then, and they can keep us under control. They can make us go hysterical and start drawing fucking pictures.
Yeah, I disagree with that, and I'm also annoyed by Chad keep on nodding and approving, because I don't believe this is the case. You know, we are not going hysterical with drawing these cartoons. What if you know, it was about Jesus, if Jesus was banned from, and Jesus was censored, okay, because it received some, I don't know, threats from the Catholic Church, and everybody was drawing Jesus. You think anybody would call the people who are drawing Jesus bigots? No, only Muslims can pull this card.
Oh yeah, well whatever. I mean, when there was the stupid artist guy who put a crucifix in a glass of urine, the whole fucking country, you know, almost, you know, we had to almost have a day of silence, and you know, the whole country had to shut down because somebody put a crucifix in a glass of urine. So, I mean, come on. I mean, Christians are just as panicky. And if they were the minority in the world, if the Christians were the ones without the money, without the power, without the ownership of their resources, if they were the ones fighting the war without any industrial complex, okay, I think they would be just as fucking fanatically loony as these people are. I mean, we create this fucking problem. This problem isn't something they're imposing on us. It's something we've created in them. Fucking goddamn Iraq was not sitting there looking for excuses to have a war with the United States of America. It wasn't walking around the streets every day fucking yelling and screaming about any of this goddamn crap until we stuck our fucking face in there and made a fucking mess of that country. I mean, most women didn't even have a fucking burqa.
I'm not arguing against this. All I'm saying is that this drawing Muhammad Day is in no way bigoted. It is not, you know, it's not bigoted, and it's not. There's no such thing as Islamophobia. I mean, a phobia is defined by, you know, the unreasonable fear of something, and people are not fearing Islam with no reason. there have been incidents.
Well, I'm just saying it's retarded is all I'm going to say, okay? When we start fighting each other by drawing ugly pictures of each other's presidents or their ayatollahs or this or that, I mean, we're just feeding into their, why don't we fight fire? Like I say, I mean, it's the next step is, well, if you're going to put a death threat on our people, then we'll put one on your people. Is that what we should do next? I mean, I've suggested it. I mean, maybe that's the way to go, right? Let's just put up a fund, and we'll put up bribery money and see how much money, how big a bounty we can put on the Ayatollah's head. So if you kill the Ayatollah, we'll pay you $200 million.
Just quick message to Zomgits. I think it's kind of like, I think it's kind of dumb, because even if you say, yeah, we have the right or whatever to do whatever we want and free speech and freedom of expression, only an asshole will go out of his way to mock somebody else's God. It's an asshole move. I'm not a religious person, but I don't waste my time making fun of Jesus. I just stray away from it. So for somebody to go out of their way, these cartoonists who dedicate their lives to drawing fucked up images of other people's God, knowing that it's offensive to them, it's kind of like you get what you ask for. Well, no, but I mean, you don't have to dedicate your life. But what I'm saying is, if you tell me, Chad, these people over here, they're kind of sensitive if you make fun of their God, and I'm like, who the fuck are they? I'm gonna draw a fucked up image of their God and put them in a homophobic sex scene, and then turn around and get mad because they get mad at me? That's very hypocritical, man. And it's assholish of him to even do that type of shit.
Well, I'm just saying, they're retarded assholes. Why do we react to retarded assholes by thinking we're going to, we'll make them smarter by acting like assholes in return? I mean, we're not going to make them smarter by looking like assholes, and we're especially not going to make them look smarter by using this shock and awe tactic. I mean, you can't just step away from the Thunderfoot video. The guy gets a fucking 100,000 views on a video, so he's got a big, loud fucking voice, and his voice fucking sucks. This shock and awe. We will shock and awe you if you dare think you have a right to be offended by us. Well, fuck you. They have a right to be offended. They have a right to try to kill us because we're trying to kill them.
Okay, so to Chad, the thing that, it's dumb to mock somebody's religion or their religious icon. Okay, I'm a dumbass bitch for doing this, but I have reasons to do this. Because this icon that they have, this Muhammad guy, is not just, an icon. It's said in their book, and any Muslim would say this, that Muhammad is the highest authority as how a Muslim man should act. He's the highest example of how a Muslim man should act. A man who, raped, a man who married a child, a man who basically massacred tribes, entire tribes for nothing. And they will not negate that this is how Muslim men should act, exactly like Muhammad. They take inspiration from his life, which I find ridiculous. And if I find it ridiculous, it's my right to ridicule it and show them that I find it ridiculous.
That's fine, but at the same time, we can say that Christians view God as the highest authority, and that people should, live their life godly. And if you look at the Bible, there's all sorts of shit that God does to terrorize and fuck the world up, and nobody criticizes Christians about it. So to say,
oh yeah, we criticize Christians about it.
But not recently. That's what I'm saying. Like the new thing now in the atheist community is make fun of Muslims. That's the new thing.
Yeah, and if we could put a face on God, and people are making cartoon images of God, if God had a face, and if a God, and let's admit, I mean, the Christian religion has the advantage where the icons are a little bit diluted. I mean, yes, Jesus is the star, and Jesus is such an innocuous character of no consequence in so many ways. But politically, I could certainly find problems with Jesus. I can mock him. I could play the Judas scene, right, where Jesus says, "The poor will be with you always." And okay, I could make like a real joke scene about what kind of fucktard would say that. And yeah, I could draw a picture of it, but do I really want to do that? Do I want to be in people's faces saying, I'm not going to argue against why you should give, why bother wasting time with a rational argument about why you should be weaning yourself off this fairy tale